Hello, welcome back to Dunk's Code tutorial. Sorry about that, Dunk's Code Traders Hub. Sorry, I always confuse those two channels. So today is a Monday, 21st, 28th of October, and this is our 21st episode. So episode 21 is currently what we are on today. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you're a newcomer on this very channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe if you don't mind. If you find this content helpful to you, please go ahead and subscribe. And like I said, this is Dan, and this is Dan's Code Traders Hub, the channel that you are currently on. Without wasting time, the rest other guys will find us on the way, those who are willing to analyze today. So we are going to go ahead with our usual schedule, how we do for this already, so that today's we stopped trading on Friday. On Thursday. Friday I had an event that I had to attend, so I wasn't around to do the analysis. I hope you guys made money if you went back to check on the analysis. So we're going to see since Thursday what transpired in the market, and then we'll see how we can make money today, or how we can anticipate some good moves along the way. So starting from Crash 500, let's get into it. Crash 500. So Crash 500, those who remember, the anticipation was to get into buys when price gets to this level. Let me check which level is that. That's a fair value gap on H4. So that's where we were looking at getting into buys. So price later on came here. I had told you that if price breaks this level, you make entries for the buys, and you can see that it's where it retested and then started to sell again. So it never broke that level. So price came all the way back to this order block. If you are here and you missed Thursday analysis, that was episode 20, please, you can go back and check and see that this is where we stopped at, and you'll be able to tell what actually happened from this level here. So so from that level we saw that because this is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this is Sunday now, this was yesterday, so we saw that price came back to the fair value gap there and then started to consolidate, came back again, no more waiting. We are now going to look for entries for the buys. We're going to look for entries for the buys. We are going to look for entries for the buys. But before we go for the buys on H4, let's go to daily. We see what are we looking at daily. We are looking for buys, and H4 we are sort of oversold, so it is sort of telling us we should be looking for sales, but we've been on that consolidation area for so long, so meaning I don't see any way we are going to enter any sales at all. So we are still consolidating on H4 according to H4 until we can get clear entries for buys. Now that we know that daily is a buy, H4 is a sell, we can head over to M15 and look at what we have. M15 is following daily trend, and from right here I can clearly now tell you that the buys have started. It has grabbed liquidity there, and there I can clearly tell you that buys have started. I will probably wait for M5 to get above my 10 MA. Let me check okay, so even M1 is doing that. So for any entry here on you can wait for just a pullback, which will be like one candle spike, and then you can make an entry. That's what I normally wait for. But looking at M1, minute one, you can see that we had the confirmation on CCI for an entry, but now I would love to see another one on the main chart here. So most of the times I wait for that. If I go straight to N1, most of the times I wait for that other candle, a candle like this or like this, any red candle that red candle will be giving me an entry to enter my buys. All right, so that's what I'll be waiting for. And for now, I don't know, I'm going to wait for it. If I had someone to keep checking crash 500, it would be better. It would be good for us not to miss a sniper entry on crash 500. We should be entering it before we finish the meeting today. So I would clearly, if anyone is there who can keep checking for us, crash 500, please do check it in 1 minute. We are waiting for only a sell candle, a retest sell candle, so that we can enter our buys. So I'll be checking my comments every now and then to check if I have a confirmation that we've already seen a sell candle. All right, now that being said, let me jump to boom 1000. Let me jump to boom 1000 and we look at it. Good morning Gabstar, and welcome to this channel. I think it's my first time, if I'm not mistaken. Then good morning Desmond, and the rest that are on this call today, on this meeting, on the live stream on YouTube. All right, so now let's now head over to boom 1,000, boom 1,000, boom 1,000. So boom 1,000, to return to this order block, or break that and go all the way back to that weekly, no, daily order block. So we had two options, and the very first one is the one that price went with. It went with the order block on H4, returned to the H4 order block there, and then later on started to sell. So, and that happened, I think today. Is it today? It can't be today. Can't be today. Let's look at it. Yeah, it happened yesterday. It happened yesterday, and it was a good entry. Wow, it was a good entry there. Gave you a double top there, and you had an entry there, and your TP, the TP for the books, it was hit properly. First TP there was hit. So you guys, if anyone was in the market yesterday, you should have been able to grab this trade. So risk-free trade. These are the trades I normally look for. Risk-free trades that have actually respected the plan, and you can clearly see this was the arrow that I drew. This was a plan that I drew on Thursday, I think. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yes, this is where we stopped at Thursday, and that was the plan. First get back there, or then sell, or it goes back to the daily OB there. So it went first to that level there, which is the daily, the H4 order block there. If I was to zoom in, you will see it. That's the daily order block there, that color there. That's the daily the H4 order block. And now we can clearly see this is what later on happened. Now we always know that we sell in premium. Now looking at that, this is our low. Let me use that as my low. But let me do this. Now if this is my low and that is my high there, I'm looking for where I should be able to sell from. We sell in premium. This is premium, so we are looking for sales currently. So if we are looking for sales, I'm looking for something like that on H1. That is the order block that is in discount, but also this one is in discount. Also this one is in discount. That is a fair value gap. Those are fair value gaps in discount. So most of the times I'm looking for this one that is not just after 50%. I'm always looking for something like that. Then we start to sell. So for now, I would now go to M15 to confirm. I can now go to M15 to confirm. Let me go to M15, confirm what I have. Not really sales. We may see some bit of a buy again to reach that level there. So if I reach this level, I will probably start to make my sell entries. So for this level here, I'm not going for it. I'm not going for any sales from this level, unless if price decides to break this level here. Yeah, if it continues to sell, then I can make my entries when it breaks that level. But if it doesn't break this level on M15, I'm not ready to enter sales. I always enter sales in premium. Yes, it is now in premium, but not to the level I always love to make my entries from. So I will sell. So those are the two options that I'm really seeing, but everything is pointing to sells, although H4 is still having some bit of buys. The reason why I'm not looking for buys is because we tested from that level there. Oh, there might be another option according to H4 because there's still some big momentum, but it has been reached. Okay, yes, this order block didn't reach actually like 50%. 50% of it is around that level there. Is around there. So if price, if it decides to continue with the buying momentum, the buy trend on H4, then it will have to first get back again up there to reach at least 50%. Here it did not reach at least 50% of that fair value gap. So if the buy momentum I'm seeing according to CCI on H4, this one here, to reach overbought, I mean, then it means it will have to buy straight up to that level there. So what does that mean to us? That clearly means that we delete this. That clearly means that if price reaches this level, wait until you don't enter any sales until price actually goes below the 10 MA on probably H1, or yeah, on H1 you want price to be below 10 MA on H1 to confirm sales when it reaches this fair value gap. But there is a possibility of it breaking that and going straight up back to that level there, so that we may see H4 overbought before we start buys and sales. So the reason why I've put it up there, that's where my first that's where I have that fair value gap. Is it a fair value gap? Yes. Yeah, there's that fair value gap also. So I had that fair value gap, I had also that order block. So looking at H4, I want to delete now these have already served their purpose. I have to make this chart clean. It's very weird now. Delete. This isn't necessary. No, it's not necessary. This I can delete that. So this goes back there, comes down. It's an option, maybe on the lower time frame. But if we are to look at higher time frame, now I see price may have to first come all the way to this fair value gap, which is on the daily there, before it can continue. It may not reach the order block up there, the daily order block, it may. So we still have those options very open. We still have those very options open before we can continue. Before you can continue before you can get into sales. Before we can get into sales. And you can clearly see down here, it nearly touched the oversold, but it failed. So it has to first come again down below H4. It has to reach there, it has to reach up there before it can sell. So I'll be waiting for that. For now, it's a no-go now. I don't have any business with it unless it breaks this level, or unless it gets all the way back up there. Even if it reaches this level, I'll still be skeptical to make my entries now. Now that I've seen this order block we had drawn on daily there, and it's a good liquidity grab there to give us a clear aim for us to wait a minute, it touched it, so it has to retest it. Okay, we will wait for that and see. We will wait for that and see. It's a retest. We will wait for that and see if it will happen. If it fails, all I'll be waiting for is to give me any confirmation of sales entry there on the levels that I've just drawn. Okay, so let me check. Okay, so good morning Esther, good morning Robina Index. Hope you guys are all good. Now let's head over to I want to first go back to crash and see. Not yet, so head back to, we are now heading to boom 500. Boom 500. Boom 500. So boom 500 on Thursday, let's head over to H1. See on Thursday, this is when, this is Thursday here, I think. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, yes. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So Thursday is here. So it was retesting. Those who remember, we made a lot of money on this level here. So entries were here. Hope you guys made money on this like me. So let me show you the history. So that is the history. We had entries all over around this level here. So we made money here. It came and took, okay, this was the first TP. The first TP was hit there, and I had some other entries. Of course, it came down and hit the SLs in profits there. And then later on, this was a retest. Later on, continued to buy, went all the way up there, hit the second TP, started to consolidate, retested back to this level. Which level was this? Let me delete that. Go to H1. Okay, it went all the way back to that fair value gap that it had left back, retested that, and went all back to the third TP there. That was the third TP there, and immediately after reaching that level, those who remember, you can see the arrows there. That's where we were waiting for, to reach our TP. That TP, the other TP was all the way above there. So our third TP was hit clearly, and then after that the sales started. Now we are here. I hope you guys made all this money along the way, because me, I stopped trading on Thursday. This is the level I stopped at. So I had already put my buy limits on these levels. Let me see, let me confirm the levels that I put. I can delete all these now. Delete. This has been hit. Okay, so the levels, it has come back to this order block there. This order block, it has come back to that order block. I had put my buy limits on this fair value gap here. I put my buy limits within that fair value gap. I had anticipated the price will come back, retest that fair value gap before it can continue buying. So it returned to that and even went straight back to the order block that we had previously bought from. So currently that's where we are. I'm anticipating my buys to start anytime soon, because the retest seems to have reached its level, and something I'm seeing here, actually I can clearly draw it around that area there. So if this becomes a successful breakout, then it will eventually be taking my stop losses just below here. This is where I should be having my stop losses. There. So anyone who hasn't entered this asset for buys right now, you just have to wait until we have a clear buy signal. Right now we don't have, because it has reached a level that we are waiting now to see if the buys are starting. So it's a no-go for now until there's a clear buy entry. And now according to M15, in fact, according to M15, you have some sort of confirmation of a double bottom there, but you need to wait until price breaks that neckline. That's how we do this. So until price breaks that neckline, you have no entries at all. So anyone who wants to make entries on this level, on boom 500, you wait for price to break that neckline. If it fails and breaks this one, so you have no entry, you wait. I can't even tell you to make any sell entries because it is somehow oversold in M15, and it has already reached the order block down below, which is sort of now a support level there. It is now a support, 2 times reaching that level, so it is now a support level there. So I would wait for M15 to show me. I'm anticipating the break of this level here, the break of that neckline, and then buys will start immediately. So now we wait for that M15. It's going to give us money on boom 500. So anyone who wants to make some good money today, wait for boom 500. It's going to give us money today. All right, so that being said, I want to head over to another asset, which is now Volatility 10-1S, V10-1S, V10-1S. V10-1S. So Thursday, let me just go back to H1. So Thursday was where? Here. Thursday, Friday, Saturday was here. So Thursday we were here in this review levels. These ones mark the end of the day. So this is the Thursday day where we stopped at. So that was a real resistance. We wanted to start later on selling, but you can see we had low momentum according to H1. So if we have that, and this is what happened on, it broke structure there, and retested that breaker broke after breaking it here. That was when Saturday night or Sunday morning, around there. So I think Sunday morning. So Sunday morning we tested back to the breaker block, and if I can delete that, this is the breaker block there. You can even put it back here. So that was a breaker block. These are no longer needed. Delete. Now head over to H4. So on H4, that was return to breaker block, and now it has retested even this other level 2 times. Now that can clearly tell us that sales have clearly started in the long run. So this was a retest. This is a current H4. H4 candle is still below 10 MA. So what do we do? This is wait a minute. Yeah, everything is pointing to sales. Weekly is sales, daily is sales, H4 is sales, H1 is a retest. So let me show you something here. So having seen this on H1, I can now go back to H4 and draw the same down below here. Now that clearly shows me what price is doing. So if price is doing something like that, if price is doing something like this on H1 and H4, so that tells me that we are going to keep seeing price play around that kind of range. That's how it's going to do it until it breaks it, or until it reaches to these levels down below here. According to daily, of course, according to H4, we have this as our order block down below here that price we anticipate to come to. Then it later on goes into some sort of buys on H4. But of course, daily we still have a long way. So looking at, if I can now let's go back to H4, delete these have already served us the purpose. So its purpose. Now we can now head over to daily, and I put my Bollinger. I show you the reason why. We will see some buys later on. So price is reaching oversold according to Bollinger Band, according to H4, it's heading over to oversold. So it's going to consolidate within here until it reaches oversold on daily. Once it touches the lower Bollinger Band on daily, and then we will anticipate a pullback. And this pullback here, wait a minute, what is that? Okay, it's a weekly we are selling. So that pullback there will have reached the weekly level here. This is the middle line, which is a retracement level. So once we reach that, it's when we will see the daily get into buys. It will be a pullback on weekly, but daily will be buying, and then we will see even H4 buying. That's how market goes around, and of course we'll be taking advantage of this market within this range. So for now I can delete these Bollinger Bands. Now clearly here where it is, I can't make any entry at all. I can go to M15, see if there is a retracement. Not really. So there's no, it is actually showing some bit of buys again. So where would we anticipate the buy to go back to? So the buy probably on M15 will be coming back to that. So the buy will probably be coming back to that, and then later on sell. So back to this resistance trend line. So that's what I can anticipate, but I can't guarantee any buys until price gets above our 10 MA. and looking at M5, the buys have started M5, and of course if you want to go as low as M1, you'll see something different, but for now I would anticipate that and that. Why? Because according to CCI, we haven't reached overbought there. We haven't reached it. We came from oversold when we touched that level there. Then we went touched that level there, but still we were not yet overbought. So there's still more momentum for buys that we may anticipate. But if all goes else, I mean, if everything goes in another side and it breaks that level there, then you will be looking for sales to continue. So clearly that's what I'll be looking for. Let me show you something tricky here. Something tricky. This is M5. So M5, you may say this is a left shoulder. This is the head. So we know that this is an inverted head and shoulder, and most of the times you are looking for entry after break of this neckline. That's what you're looking for after break of that neckline. If this holds, then you will be making your entries when price breaks that neckline there. This is M5. So I'll leave this at M5 and wait. We'll come back to it later on before we finish the meeting. Alright, so that is V10 1S. Let's head over to V75. V75. Now V75 Thursday. Let me see if we have some comments coming in. There's a small crash on C500. Is that what we were waiting for? I think that's what we were waiting for. Let's see. Okay. M5. Yeah, that may be enough. But if we want to wait for a clear retest, let's leave it. What I wanted is not what happened. Yeah, we can make an entry. We can make an entry. Something it is trying to do is like a pennant. It's like a pennant that it is trying to do. So most of the times you're looking to take your profits on that other way. That will be a first TP around that area. So we can make that. You can see that it is holding up that level. It is holding up that level. So I would make my entry and put my stop loss just before around that area. around that area. In fact, let me make my one entry there. I'll make my one entry and I'll put my stop loss just there. I'll put my stop loss just there. I'll take my first TP. Not really won't make sense there. Won't make sense, and it has been taken out because of that level. That's why I was skeptical around that area. So meaning we are waiting for this to be at least 50% always around that level there. That's why where you want to make your entries from. So I was skeptical because of that. All right, so now we wait for that. In the cow plate, I'll later on check how much it has taken. It must have taken like 6 or 9. Yeah, it should have taken around $6 or $9 there. Yeah. All right, so we leave this alone for now until it reaches at least 50% of this order block. This is M15 order block. That's where we are anticipating the retest. So this wasn't enough. As we all know, most of the times we wait for the 50% level there. So from that level at least, then you start your entries. Why are we looking for buys? I already explained that, so I don't want to waste any more time on it. Those who are not around, you will probably check later on, or once we come back to it again. So I will leave this alone and head over to V75. So V75, like I said, Thursday we stopped at let me see, this is Sunday, Saturday, Friday, Thursday. So Thursday we were here. Did we make any entries on Thursday? Yeah, we made some. Took me out when my SL was around there. Came back down, started to play around. We tested the same level there, and then later on went to our TP level. This is where we had anticipated that TP, that level there, that halo there. It is where we had anticipated our TP level there, and it reached it and then started to sell again. Now, as it did that, me, I had already anticipated, as you always know me, I had already anticipated a pullback again on that level. I had my buy limits down below there. That is on that very order block. If price breaks all the way down, I was waiting for entries for the buys. So I may say fortunate enough or unfortunately. So the reason why I'm saying it may be unfortunate is this level here. That's a fair value gap there, and I should be having my other buy limit here. This is big. This is very big. Should be having my other buy limit here. Because that's a fair value gap that one would wait for pullback. One would wait a pullback from. So that's another level that I should have. So that's why I'm saying it may be unfortunate on this level because this may happen. This may happen. So the buys, it's one entry actually. The buy limit that was activated was 1. I had 2 there, so 1 was activated, 1 was missed, and I don't know how the leaf does that, but I see it was missed, and then it is currently in profits, but there's an anticipation of the return to this level. If it continues, I'll be lucky enough to do that. But looking at what I see on CCI on that very level there, there's a possibility of it first coming back down here, then we can have a buy entries on this fair value gap there. All right, I think that's it on V75. So on H4, you may want, at least before you make your entries on H4, price to be above the 10 MA mine has been activated because of the buy limits there, and H1 it is already above the 10 MA, but still even on H1 you can see it's not yet oversold, meaning this is a done deal to come back down below here. So by all means it has to come down here, so don't make any entries, wait for price to come again down below. These are going to be in floating losses. I will wait for this level here. All right, M15 on the other hand is showing something different, but I don't want to follow M15. I've already seen what H1 and H4 is showing me, so I will wait for that to do exactly. I will wait for this to happen. If it fails, then the buys will continue. So if they continue, you want to make your entries above the 10 MA, above the 10 MA. All right, so that's it on V75. Yeah, on V75. Yeah, that's it on V75. I will leave it at H4. We'll come back to it later. So now heading to V50, V50, V50. So V50 Thursday. Let's look at Thursday. Sunday, Saturday, Friday, Thursday. So we stopped here. We were still within this range, playing around that. So there's a buy limit that was activated here. Took money there. Was stop losses. In fact, it was a TP there. Took me out. Then started to go again. And of course we knew that we will see a breakout on that level. And look at that. Those who remember me drawing this, that was a retest. Why do we have this move? This is the same move as I've always told you guys. This move here is exactly the same as that, and you can see price went all the way there. Price went all the way there to that OB. That was a TP level, and it did exactly that. And that's where you see. That's why you see. Now we've started to retrace. I hope you guys made those entries and made money. Let me see, Sunday and Saturday. Okay, Sunday, yesterday, it's when the move started. After breakout, it's when the move started. So your entry was around this level there. That's why you had an entry, a clean entry to start the buy. I'm looking at M15. That's where it was. That pullback here, and then started to make the buys. So today, let's look at now. Today, let's delete all these page internet before I delete it. The fair value that was returned to H4, and what is this? Delete it. Should I delete it? Price support. Yeah, I can delete it now. No need for it. Alright, head over back to H4. This has been reached. Now that we've started to see some pullback, that is now a resistance level. It's a fair value gap as it has been reached the third time now. So knowing that, what do? As usual, we use our Fibonacci. As usual, we use our fib and anticipate the pullback. Remember H4, we are still seeing some good momentum of buys, but now we have a pullback. We are anticipating a pullback. Now anything we want to buy from discount, so I'm looking at such a level there. That's where I'm seeing the pullback come to. So I'll put my buy limits there. This is V50. I'll put my buy limits, 3 of them. Normally it's what I use, 3 of those, and then I will wait for the activation. I will wait for the activation. Now, why do I have these arrows? Let me first understand that. Okay. Daily, I'm still having some selling to do because the general trend is a sell. So why do I have to put buy limits here? Let's look at H4. H4, I still have some momentum to buy. So I'm putting buy limits here. And it has reached this support level 2 times on H4, meaning it's becoming a strong support. So now daily comes with a confusion of these arrows. It means if price comes again to this level, the daily will start to consolidate until it reaches oversold down below here, So if it does that, then I can now head over to weekly and look at the trend. The trend has been a sell, but remember we broke structure from that level and we made a new high. So those who remember, was a return to, this is a low that broke, that gave us the new high. So this was a return to a discount level where we were anticipating our buys according to weekly, and this is the discount level now. So everything now from this level is buys. I can now clearly say we are in for buys because we've already gone to our discount level, and that can only mean that buys are on. So if I can now head over back to H4, I'm looking for a retest back to this level, and I enter my clean buys to continue according to weekly time frame. So why do I have these arrows? I don't think we are coming back to this. I don't think. Well, according to daily we may, but now I want to follow H4 closely and see if it will give me my buys here for a while. My buys here. So I'll be looking for buys here and see how we will maneuver it out. So do we have sells? If we are now looking for buys on this level, that means we should be having some sells down below here. So what do we do here? Let's draw something like that around that area, and now we can clearly see that we sort of having an ascending triangle. We sort of have an ascending triangle there. If I was to do that up there, it's an ascending triangle. So I can delete that up there, and after deleting that, go to H4, delete this now, go back to M15. So being on the resistance level there, and having touched it several times according to H4, that is the 3rd time touching that level there, I would anticipate a breakout this side. Of course, even on H4 we are looking for sells to take us all the way to this level where we have our buy limit. So I'll be looking for the breakout on that level. Now, how do we normally do that? You want to have the breakout, then the retest, then you make your entries to continue sells. So until I see something of sort, I'm not entering any sells here. I'm not entering any sells here. So that's for sure. But if price insists and breaks this level here, because according to H4 we are buying, but we are saying the reason why we are looking for this is we can't continue buying until we have a retest, and we've reached 0% there on CCI, which is a retracement level. That's why we're looking for a retest back to this level, or actually, yeah, to this level. This is where we have discount, so that's the level we are looking at. But if it happens to break and goes around there, then you want to make your entries from that. You want to make your entries from that if it breaks that resistance level. But it's highly, the bigger bias is on the sells to break out of that ascending triangle and head over into sells. We will wait for this on M15 if it happens. Now, second last asset is V25. Wow, time has fried. It's heading over. It's rushing. So V70 we will stop at jump 25. Today I will not handle jump 10 because of time. So jump 25, we stopped at this is Sunday, Saturday, Friday, Thursday. We stopped at around that area, this area, and it was broken out. Now this one I need it. Price has eventually come back to that level. I don't know which level is this. Let me check. That is a fair value gap on H4. So after reaching this level, it reacted here and then later on went all the way. Today it has gone back. Is it today? Starting yesterday? Yeah. No, actually starting today. That's where it has broken this structure from. So it has gone back, it has gone to that fair value gap, and now that is a point of interest. Remember, according to daily, we are looking for buys. We are looking for buys. Break of structure, return here, a retest on that order block. Now has broken, has even given us a W there, has broken structure on H1 and H4, actually H1 and H4. Now we are heading for buys. Now we wait to see a new high, not even a new high. We wait to see, yes, we wait to see a new high currently. If it fails to do it, to give us a new high, this is also a fair value gap on daily there. All that is a fair value gap on daily. All that is a fair value gap on daily, but of course we have even that order block there. So if it breaks that order block, we'll be anticipating a new high all the way to that weekly OB there. So what are we on? What is likely to happen? Likelihood is a buy to give us a new high. So meaning until I see some pullback, this is a no-go. There's no way you can make any entries on this asset. There's no way until we see some pullback. We have to see some pullback for us to make an entry for the buys. So probably we may see it on H1. Now having broken this level here, we may see a pullback on H1. If we see a pullback on H1, then we will have our entries once the pullback is done. Once the pullback is done. But that's what I can say on this asset here. It is in a buy trend, both on daily and on weekly. We are buying it, so meaning we are not going to we may not follow the sales a lot. If you enter any sales that are given on lower time frames, you have to enter them cautiously, knowing that on higher time frames we are heavily buying, we are heavily into the buy trend until we see price come back to that resistance level on weekly. So where do we leave this on? We leave it on probably H1 and we wait for the pullback. Now I've said I will not talk about jump 10, so we'll now head over to crash 500, and it has actually reached the level we were waiting for. That is 50%. Look at that. So having seen this, reaching this 50% of this order block, I don't have any more fear. I can make my 3 entries on M15, and I will put my stop loss here, and I'll be looking my TP all the way up there. That's what I'll be doing. So stop loss is just below here, below that order block, and now I'll be waiting for my TP to reach there. This is a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio that I've gone with. This should be around 6. Yes, 6 to 21. Yeah, that's 1 to 3 there, and I'll be waiting for that to come to us. The other TP will be on that level there, will be that level there where my arrow is. That will be the second TP, and then I think that's it. Then we may start to look for sales later on or pullback. So for now, I've gone in for buys. On crash, it has given me what I wanted to reach 50%, and I'm now in profits. Now boom 500. Boom 500. I was saying we may enter sales when it breaks this level. It hasn't broken it, and we said we could anticipate sales when it gets to that fair value gap. It hasn't reached it, but later on I said looking at H4, there's still momentum to continue buying. So on the H4 candle that started at 11, it was a buy. It was a buy candle. So looking at it is a buy candle actually. So looking at what I have here, the buys may be still on for some good time according to H4 and daily. And weekly and daily, actually daily and weekly. So H4, daily and weekly, all of them are pointing to buys. All of them are pointing to buys. So if they are pointing to buys, that means I don't want to be found on the wrong side of this trade. I would patiently wait for buys to present themselves and then make my entries. But they are not clear still. The level that we are on is not clear. It's not clear for any entries. It's not clear for any entries. We are supposed to make our entries on this level here when it made this pullback. So if that's the case, that means I can actually enter from this level, the buys. I'll make my 1 entry there. I don't want to risk a lot, and I will put my stop loss just here. Yeah, I'll put my stop loss just there. Where will my TPB. I'll take my TP on that level there. That's where I'll take my TP. So I'll be looking at a 1, 2, 3 still. This is 19 and this is 73. Maybe even a 1 to 4. Yeah, will even be a 1 to 4. Don't want to go into math, but that's where I'll be looking at taking my profit there. Why? Because all time frames are pointing to buys. H1 is a buy, H4 is a buy, daily it's a buy, weekly it's a buy. So that's why I'm going for that buy there. That's why I'm going for that buy there. If it comes down below here, it will take me out. And now that I know I'm into the buys, I'm not looking at risking a lot, because it's going to respect my stop loss. My stop loss is 19, so it will take 19 only, to not exceed that, because I mean buys, not sells. Boom, 500. I'm waiting. I've said those who want to make their entries, you wait for price to break that neckline there. If it fails, then you have no entry. I'm into buys already because of the buy limits that were activated on this level here, and I've put my stop loss all the way below. Why have I put it all the way below? Let me see. We may see this as a breakout. This may be a breakout. And why would it be a breakout? Look at that. Look at that. That would be the reason why it may be a breakout. And that means if that is a breakout, then you're looking at this move here. You're looking at that move there to be the move that you'll be anticipating to take your profit from, and clearly it will be taking me out. In fact, you can even go for the second TP, which is that, and that is where you'll be looking at taking your TP, which is this order block here, which is that order block there. It is that daily order block. It's that daily order block there. So and looking at the momentum that is there, I think I should close my entries there, because now everything here changes. This becomes like a flag there. This becomes a flag on the daily time frame. This becomes like a flag. But remember, according to CCI, we are looking for buys, although on H and daily we have sells. So I don't want to risk it. I should close some of these entries here. Close. Don't always stick to losing trades when you see some information come to light. So all these should be closed now, and I count my losses until I see something else come to light, because as far as I see this, yes, H4 may rise, but looking at what I have seen on H4, I mean daily being a flag, it is a warning, a wake-up call to start looking at this differently. So that's why I've decided to close my entries and wait for this to come to light, and that is exactly what I'm seeing. So I'll be looking for those who will be trading. You have two TP levels. One is to take you back here, but I would eventually go for this on this order block. Is the one that is ideal once we have a confirmation of the breakout here. Why do we wait for a confirmation? Now H4 has given us that, H1 has given us that. You want a pullback after breakout, and if that pullback doesn't close inside, then you make your entries as usual. You know the drill. As of now, how we normally do this. So I can now delete that. Now go to V10. V10, we are waiting for the breakout on that level, then we make our entry, buy entries. V75, like I said, the entries are most likely to be on this level, so these ones I will wait for these to do what? To go into floating loss, because this is the most ideal level for buy entries. So when you get to that level, then you can anticipate the buys to take us all the way there. So remember, this analysis was made on Thursday, this to bring us down below here. So that's what I'm still following. You can delete this, delete this, delete all these. All right, let me see if I have some comments. Okay, we're still good. So now we head over to V50, still the same. Jump 25, it is still the same. So we have now we've made an entry on jump on crash 500. We have made an entry on boom 1000, and we are waiting to make a new entry on boom 500 if it gives us a retest that doesn't close back into the flag there. V10, we are waiting for the breakout there. Yeah, I think that's to wrap up everything. Let me wish you guys a good day. Remember that this is a promo that is ongoing for the November class. So whoever is interested in joining the class, the November class, those are the things that we'll be looking at mostly. Understanding the patterns, trading psychology and risk management strategies, price action and smart money analysis. All those are the things that we normally talk about for those that have joined one of my classes. You know how we do this. Most of these things we cover them in our classes. So if you have if you're interested, please let me know. You can still come back later on in the comments and you probably ask if you want the WhatsApp number. I'll provide it to you, but most of you guys have even in the group of the lead where I normally share the analyses and what have you, so you can always get my WhatsApp number if you want more details. But for now, I want to wish you guys a good day. It has been me, Dan. This is decode Traders. Let me see you guys again tomorrow morning, same time, 10:30 East African time, as usual. Let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading. See you tomorrow.